हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम टू माय चैनल। दिस इज सीए राखी अग्रवाल। आज का हमारा टॉपिक है इंडियन अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड 28, दैट इज इन्वेस्टमेंट इन एसोसिएट एंड जॉइंट वेंचर पार्ट 2। नाउ इक्विटी मेथड, वी विल डिस्कस इक्विटी मेथड in three parts, that is the how to apply equity method, that is the application of equity method, then exemptions from applying equity method, and equity method procedure, which we also discuss in the next video. Today we are discussing the application of equity method along with some examples. Now techniques of consolidation. Yes, 28, which talks about the consolidation of associates and joint venture through equity method. Equity method, step 1, at the time of acquisition, what you will do? Firstly, you will compare the cost of acquisition, means whatever the purchase consideration the investor company pay to the investee company in order to purchase that investments. Their cost of acquisition, that is the purchase consideration, versus all the assets minus liability, that is the net assets at fair value on the date of acquisition. They will compare that purchase consideration with the share they purchase from the investee company at fair value. So if the differences arises, difference is to be recognized as goodwill because they pay more for the asset they purchase. These goodwill or capital reserve in Ind AS 28 cannot be shown as a separate line item in the balance sheet. In case of associate or joint venture, if goodwill generates, it should be included in the carrying value of the investments and disclosed in the bracket in the inner column of the investment. Post acquisition, that is after acquiring the investment, what they will recognize. We have to give the impact of the changes in the net assets or equities of the investee companies in the books of the investors after acquisition. If there is increase in the income of the net asset of B Limited, that is the investee company, there is a corresponding increase in the investment of A Limited, that is the investor company. If there is decrease in the income in the net asset of investee company, that is B Limited, then there is a decrease in the investment of A Limited, that is investor company. If an associate company, that is the investee company, reflects profit or loss in PL section, then the corresponding debit or credit entry in case of loss or in case of profits, corresponding debit credit entry will go to the PL section in the investor's book. If associate company reflects profit or loss in OCI section, then the corresponding debit or credit entry will go to the OCI section in the investor's book. If the associate company reflects profit or loss in the equity section, then the corresponding debit credit entry will go to the equity section in the investor's book. How to pass journal entry on application of equity method pre-acquisition and post-acquisition. Pre-acquisition, that is on the date of acquisition, in the books of investors. Journal entry is to be passed in the books of investors. He pays something to the investee's company, so investment account debit to bank up to the share the investor company acquired of the investee company. Goodwill is included in the purchase consideration and not disclosed separately as per Ind AS 28. Now post-acquisition entry in the books of investors. If the investee company earned profits or loss during the year, in the profit or loss section, in case of profit, the investor company will increase the investments, means if they acquire 25%, increase the investment up to the level of 25% which the investee company earn, and if the investee company is having a loss, they will decrease the investment to the extent of the investment they had made in the investee's company. Debit the PL or they will credit the PL. Case if the investee company earns profit or loss during the year in the OCI section, the investor company is also disclosing the same profit the OCI section only. In case of loss, if there is a loss in the OCI section, loss is to be disclosed in the OCI section of the investor's company also, and investment is also decreased. In case dividend is distributed by the investee company, the investor company already recognized the profits of the investee company. So what happened? The investee company declare dividend or pay dividend, then the net assets of the investee company is reduced. In the same way, the investments in the books of the investor company is also reduced. Receivable account debit to investment, because investment is reduced because they are already considered in the form of profits. If the dividend is paid by the investee company, then the investor company will receive the investment in the bank account, debited by bank, reduce the investment because they are already recognized in the form of profit. This concept is explained with the help of example. Suppose A Limited hold 25% stake in B Limited, holding an associate relationship because A Limited hold 25% stake in B Limited, more than 20%. Cost of acquisition of of that stake, that is 80 lakhs. Means A Limited pay in order to acquire 25%. The fair value of the net asset of B Limited is rupees 200 lakh on the date of acquisition. We will determine how much is the goodwill. Initial recognition, that is at the time of acquisition, cost of acquisition is 80 lakh, that is the purchase consideration they pay to acquire 25% stake in B Limited. The net asset at fair value on the date of acquisition of B Limited is 200 lakhs, of which 25% is acquired by A Limited. Up to the extent which they acquire, they will reduce. That is 200 ka 25%, that is 50 lakhs. So they pay is 30 lakhs in the form of goodwill. Now how they will disclose these investments? In the books of the investor company, that is A Limited, on the date of acquisition, that is investment in B Limited is 80 lakhs. Actually they acquired the asset is at 50 lakhs. Extra they pay in the form of goodwill rupees 30 lakhs. So in this way they make the presentation in the financials. Now illustration, accounting entry related to investments in associates or joint venture. On the first day of the financial year, A Limited invested in the equity share capital of B Limited at a cost of rupees 1 lakh to acquire 25% share in the voting power of B Limited. A Limited has concluded that B Limited is an associate of A Limited. At the end of the year, B Limited earned profit of rupees 10,000 and other comprehensive income of rupees 2,000. B Limited also declared dividend to the extent of rupees 4,000. Pass necessary entries in the books of A Limited to the account for the investments in associates. Solution, following entry would be passed in the books of A Limited. Initial entry to record investment done in associate, that is investment in B Limited account debit by 1 lakh to bank account. At the end of the financial year, B Limited has earned a profit of 10,000 in the PL section. Investment in B Limited to share of profits in the investee company, A Limited shares in the profit would be 10,000 ka 25%, that would be 2,500. Now recording of shares in other comprehensive income of the associate. Investments in B Limited account debit to share in OCI of the investees, that is A Limited shares in OCI would be 2,000 ka 25% would 500. So investment in B Limited account debit to share in OCI of the investees by 500. Now recording of dividend distributed by associate. As the associate company has distributed a dividend of rupees 4,000, which is already recognized in the form of a profit in the books of the investor company, this dividend is to be reduced from the investments. 4,000 ka 25%, it becomes 1,000. So dividend receivable account debit to investment in B Limited by 1,000. Acquisition of interest in an associate, that is illustration 11. B Limited acquired 25% of the equity share capital of Green Limited on the first day of the financial year for rupees 1,25,000. As of the date, the carrying value of the net assets of Green Limited was rupees 3 lakh and the fair value was rupees 4 lakh. The excess of the fair value over the carrying value was attributable to one of the buildings owned by Green Limited having a remaining useful life of 20 years. Green Limited earned profit of rupees 40,000 and other comprehensive income of rupees 10,000 during the year. Calculate the goodwill or capital reserve on the date of acquisition. Firstly, we will recognize the goodwill or capital reserve on the date of acquisition. The purchase consideration which is paid by the entity to acquire that investment is higher than the net value of the identifiable assets and liabilities. Hence, there is a goodwill. Amount of goodwill is calculated as follow. That is the purchase consideration. That is the cost of acquisition of investments 1,25,000. So the fair value of the net asset of Green Limited as on the date of acquisition become 4 lakh into 25%, which becomes 1 lakh. Purchase consideration is more than the net asset of the Green Limited at fair value. So the goodwill becomes 25,000. It should not be disclosed separately in the balance sheet. It will be recognized as a cost of investment. Share of Blue Limited in the profits and other comprehensive income of the Green Limited. Particulars, amount and rupees. Share of profits of Blue Limited on Green Limited income before depreciation 40,000 ka 25%, it becomes 10,000. Now adjustment for depreciation based on the fair value, that is 1 lakh divided by the useful life, that is 20 years, up to the extent of investment done, that is 25%, it becomes 1,250. Now the share of profits after adjustment 10,000 minus 1,250, it becomes 8,750. Now the share of income in OCI section, that is 10,000 ka 25%, it becomes 2,500. Now closing balance of the Blue Limited investments at the end of the year, that is the cost of acquisition of investments including goodwill of rupees 25,000 becomes 1,25,000. Share of profits after adjustment becomes 8,750 and share of in the OCI section becomes 2,500. So the closing balance of investment become 1,36,250. In this way, we will compute goodwill, the share of profits in the PL, how we will increase the investments. In this way, we will organize. Illustrations share in the consolidated financial statement of the associate, that is entity A holds a 20% equity interest in equity B, an associate that in turn has a 100% equity interest in entity C. Entity B recognized net asset relating to entity C of rupees 1,000 in its consolidated financial statement. Entity B sells 20% of its interest in entity C to a third party, a non-controlling shareholders, for rupees 300 and recognize this transaction as an equity transaction in accordance with the paragraph 23 of Ind AS 110, resulting in a credit entity B's equity of rupees 100. The financial statement of entity A and entity B are summarized as follows before and after the transaction. A Limited holds 20% equity stake in B Limited. So B Limited become an associate of A Limited, and B Limited hold 100% stake in C Limited. C Limited is a subsidiary of B Limited. B Limited becomes an holding of C Limited. Firstly, B Limited prepare consolidation statement as per Ind AS 110. B Limited is an associate of entity A. A Limited will not consolidate C Limited balance sheet. Now entity B recognize net asset relating to entity C for rupees 1,000 in its consolidated financial state. Entity B sell 20% of its interest in entity C to a third party, that is NCI, for rupees 300. Still entity B becomes a holding company of entity C, even though he sells 20% stake, he is having 80% stake in the C Limited. So before sale of 20% stake, how the financial statement is to be prepared? A consolidate B's financials. So A's consolidated financial statement become in the asset side of A Limited, investment in B Limited by 200 because he acquired 1,000 का उसका asset था, B Limited का उसका 20% becomes 200, and B consolidate the financial statement of C Limited, that is the asset from C Limited 100% holding is there. So asset from C Limited becomes 1,000 before selling 20% stake of C Limited. This was the picture. Now the financial statement of B Limited after the transaction are summarized becomes after selling 20% stake of C Limited, how B consolidated financial statement becomes 1,000 का 20% 200 and it sell at 300 net consideration, so he get 300 in cash. Non-controlling interest becomes 200. Remaining 100 amount is to be added to the equity. Although entity A did not participate in the transaction, entity A shares of net asset in entity B increase as a result of the sale of B's 20% interest in C. Effectively, A shares in B net asset is now 220. The equity of B Limited becomes from 1,000 it becomes 1,100. A Limited acquired 20% stake in B Limited. The revised A shares in B Limited net asset is now becomes 220 instead of 200 because 20% is an addition to his previous share. How is an equity transaction that is recognized in the financial statement of B Limited reflected in the consolidated financial statement of entity A that uses the equity method to account for its investment in entity B. Solution: the change of interest in the net assets and equities of the associate as a result of the investee's equity transaction is reflected in the investor's financial statement as a share of other changes in the equities of investments in the statement of the change in equity instead of gain in the statement of profit and loss. Because it impacts the equity of the investee's company, it also impacts the equities of the investor's company. Since it reflects the post-acquisition changes in the net assets of the investees and also faithfully reflects the investor's shares of an associate transaction as presented in the associate consolidation financial state. Thus, in the given case, entity A recognized rupees 20 as a change in other equity instead of statement of profit and loss. Because it was a change in equity in the investee's company, the same change will affect the equity of the investor's company. So instead of statement in profit and loss account, maintain the same classification as of its associate entity B, that is direct credit to equity as its consolidated financial state. Now illustration 13. On 1st April 2019, Investor Limited acquired 35% interest in another entity XYZ Limited. Investor Limited determined that it is able to exercise significant influence over XYZ Limited. Investor Limited has paid total consideration of rupees 47,50,000 for acquisition of its interest in XYZ Limited. At the date of acquisition, the book value of XYZ Limited net asset was rupees 90 lakhs and the fair value was rupees 1 crore 10 lakhs. Investor Limited has determined that the difference of rupees 20 lakhs pertains to an item of property, plant and equipment which has the remaining useful life of 10 years. During the year, XYZ Limited made a profit of rupees 8 lakhs. XYZ Limited paid a dividend of rupees 12 lakhs on 31st March 2020. XYZ Limited also holds a long-term investment in equity security. Under Ind AS, investment is classified as fair value through OCI in accordance with Ind AS 109, and XYZ Limited recognized an increase in the value of investment by rupees 2 lakh in the OCI during the year. Ignore deferred tax implication if any. Calculate the closing balance of the Investors Limited investments in XYZ Limited as at 31st March 2020 as per the relevant Ind AS. Termination of goodwill. Investor company paid a consideration to XYZ Limited for acquisition of their equity, that is 35% of equity becomes 47,50,000. Net asset of the investee company, that is the XYZ Limited, at fair value 1 crore 10 lakhs, of which the investor's share becomes 35%, so it becomes 38,50,000. The excess amount paid in the form of goodwill becomes 9 lakh. Cost of investment paid by the investor's company to the investee company in order to acquire 35% stake in the investee company, 47,50,000. Investments in the books of the investor company, how the effect is to be given due to increase in the profit of the investee's company. So profit during the year earned by the investee company becomes 8 lakhs and share of profits reported by XYZ Limited in the investor's books becomes 8 lakhs ka 35%, it becomes 2,80,000. Adjustment to reflect the effects of fair valuation as depreciation. The carrying value is 90 lakhs and the fair value of the net asset becomes 1 crore 10 lakhs. So it becomes increased by 20 lakhs due to PPE. The useful life of PPE is also given, that is 10 years. So 20 lakhs divided by 10 years into 35%, 20,000. It should reduce the profits, that is 2,80,000 is reduced by 20,000. The impact of depreciation is also given. Share of profit recognized in the books of the investor company as income and increase the investment by 2,10,000 after giving the effect of depreciation. Long-term equity investments, fair value through OCI gain recognized in OCI section of the investee company, 2 lakh ka 35%, it becomes 70,000. As the investor company is already recognized the share of profits in the profit and loss section, whatever the investee company earned, they had already recognized. Yes, if the dividend is paid by the investee company, it reduces the equity of the investee company. In the same way, it will reduce the investors company's investment. So dividend received by Investors Limited during the year is 35%, 12 lakh, it becomes 4,20,000 and is reduced. So closing balance of Investors Limited investments becomes 46 lakhs 10,000. Now potential voting rights. As we have discussed that in case of potential voting rights, if it is currently exercisable, there is a significant influence as per Ind AS 28, even though not having a capability to purchase the potential voting right. But as for the calculating purpose, as for applying the equity method, only existing ownership interests are considered. An effect of potential voting right are not considered in equity method. We are doing the accounting, only we will account for the 10% which we actually acquire. 15% is not yet acquired, but the entity is having a right to acquire that 15%. In order to calculate the significant influence, we say that 25% is there and the entity is having significant influence. But if we will recognize in the books of the investor company, we will account for as per Ind AS 109. However, in some case, if exception is there, if it is said in the contract that the terms of contract provides that the investor will also get the share in the profits of the investee company even for the period prior to the exercise of options or convertible preferentials or debentures, then they can do that. They can apply equity method. General case, they will not apply equity method. Only to the extent of ownership interest they are considered. Effect of potential voting rights are not considered in equity method. They are account for as per Ind AS 109. Thanking you for watching my video. If you like, please share, subscribe.